I just got up and, you know, I'm on the way to the grind. And, you know, I'm driving, I'm just looking at the sky. I'm just, you know, I'm just looking at the world, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day. And, you know, I just immediately started crying, you know what I'm saying? I don't be knowing who need to hear this, but you know what I'm saying? We got to be more grateful, you know what I'm saying? Just waking up itself, like, it's a blessing, bro. Like, for real, it's a huge blessing just waking up. And, you know, I never really realized it until this morning. And I just immediately broke down in tears, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't wake up this morning. You know, it's real. Like, it's a blessing to be able to wake up and follow your dreams. It's a blessing to wake up, be able to wake up, and God giving you another chance to get it right. It's a blessing. It's a beautiful thing, you know. And I just seen that. I just realized that it's driving. And I just bust out crying, like just giving God thanks. Like, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you.
A babysitter was found shot to death late last night, and Houston police say that shooter is still on the run.
She was a hustler. She called herself the greatness. She was a very good person to others, including strangers.
A little after 10 p.m. on April 8th, Houston police responded to an apartment complex on Braesmont Drive near Chimney Rock Road in Houston's Maryland area for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would locate an unresponsive adult female lying in the doorway of a locked apartment.
Was taken just when the scene all happened, when police officers first arrived there at the apartment complex off Braesmont Drive. A young girl was seen being carried away from the apartment unit by officers. HPD responded to a report about gunfire and found a 23-year-old woman with multiple gunshot wounds lying in the doorway of a locked apartment.
While we were there, a mother, the occupant of the apartment, showed up saying that her child and the babysitter were inside that apartment.
The victim was identified as 23-year-old Diamond Thornton, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after succumbing to multiple gunshot wounds. It wasn't until a tenant came home that they found a child, believed to be between 2 and 3 years old, inside of the apartment. The toddler wasn't hurt. Video captured an officer carrying the child out of the apartment. A neighbor who wanted to remain anonymous said he knew Diamond well and spoke to her often. He described hearing 5 gunshots before calling 911. After the shots, he heard 2 male voices saying, "You brought me into this. You came to me." Although the neighbor claims the toddler found inside of the apartment belonged to Diamond, it was not confirmed by HPD. Police originally said the woman who came to the home while they were investigating said the victim was someone she hired. On camera, police referred to her as the babysitter.
Within the last few hours, I spoke to a man who lives in these apartments behind me off of Braesmont Drive. He tells me not only what he heard, but that he and other neighbors knew the woman shot and killed here very well and spoke to her often.
It was around 10 o'clock last night, and I heard 5 gunshots. Boom, 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 boom.
Shortly after, a young child was seen being carried away on video by officers from this apartment unit. Let's go back to when this all started. HPD says after receiving a report about gunfire, they showed up last night and found a 23-year-old woman with multiple gunshot wounds lying in the doorway in front of a locked apartment.
It was scary. I locked my doors. I turned off the lights, everything for 5 minutes to make sure. Called 911.
A little later, Houston police say another tenant returned home. She let them into the apartment to get the child. Now, that witness we talked to earlier describes what was said after shots rang out.
Saying that you brought me into this, or you came to me, or something like that.
Did it sound like a man or a woman's voice?
2 men. It was 2 men. 2 men.
You could tell it was 2 men.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 2 men, deep voices.
Although news outlets initially reported that Diamond was babysitting the toddler found inside of the home, her family, including her wife, would confirm that the toddler was in fact her wife's son, whom she was watching while she was at work. In a statement, her wife said the following: "They didn't tell me who it was at first.
That
I didn't know
witness
exactly
we
what
talked
was
to
going
earlier
on.
describes
They just said
what
my
was
apartment
said
was under
after
investigation
shots rang
because
out.
there was a homicide.
Did it sound like
but
a
me
man
calling
or
my
a
spouse's phone
2 men. It was
and it
2
going
men.
straight to
2
voicemail,
men.
You could
I
tell
knew
it
what
was
was
2
going
men.
on.
Oh, absolutely.
And also
Absolutely.
me knowing that my
2
child
men.
was in the house. If this person is gone, then who is watching my kid? The family says they believe they know who murdered Diamond. However, they're allowing HPD to handle the case."
And at first, HPD believed that this woman was babysitting a young child when this happened. However, family members tell us the woman was watching her own 3-year-old son while her spouse was at work. HPD says the shooting happened just after 10 o'clock last night. When police got here, they say the woman had been shot several times and was lying in the doorway of the apartment, which they say was shut and locked. We spoke to her wife and her wife's sisters early this morning.
She was a hustler. She called herself the greatness. She was a very good person to others, including strangers.
The family tells us they believe they know who did this. HPD's investigation, of course, is still ongoing.
As of right now, police have not identified any suspects or motive in the case, and they are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. The case remains ongoing.